This one is by the same person, Maddie Balls. It's Victims of Tyler Creator. I don't know what he means by victims. What did what did Tyler
Came
do?
onto the scene, he came in swinging at everybody. He was super controversial and known for talking crazy, so it's no surprise that he has had a handful of beefs. And with a
Y'all remember the first song you seen by Tyler the Creator? Well, first, not first song you seen, but first music video. The one I remember is the one with like all those like roaches and stuff. That was so creepy.
ride or die fan base like Tyler's, it is not good
What the hell?
for any artist
Oh.
that comes into his crosshairs. So today we're going to be looking into the many beefs of Tyler the Creator, starting off with DJ Khaled. Tyler the Creator and DJ Khaled had one of the most iconic back and forths, one that actually changed a lot of people's opinions on DJ Khaled. Khaled's beef with Tyler started back in 2019 after they both released albums the same week, Tyler with Igor and DJ Khaled with Father of Assad. Both albums performed pretty well, which led to a battle for #1 on the Billboard 200 chart.
Spoiler, Tyler won.
During the lead up, Khaled was confident he'd win, especially with his shady attempt to boost his album sales. This is because he partnered up with an energy drink company to bundle his album. While bundling isn't new and
Oh.
Tyler himself did some as well, Billboard thought that DJ Khaled partnering with a multi-level marketing scheme company to boost his album sales was a bit too shady. So when their race got very close, Billboard had to look deeper into the numbers, which resulted in them disqualifying DJ Khaled's bundle sales. Obviously, DJ
I
Khaled
didn't
was
know
not
that.
happy that a bunch of his album sales were disqualified, and because of this, Tyler's album Igor went #1. So Khaled decided to go on Instagram and rant about it.
I gotta say this too. I make albums so people can play it and you actually hear it. You know, driving your car, you hear another car playing it. You know, go to the barber shop, you hear them playing it. You know, turn the radio on and you hear them playing it. You know, it's playing everywhere. It's called great music. It's called albums that you actually hear the songs. Not no mysterious shit and you never hear it. On your dome.
That was shady. I didn't know Callie did that. Cause just because you get radio play doesn't mean you're a good artist. Like it literally just depends on your record label. Like if your record label is with has connections to the radio, you're gonna get played. That's the same way like who is it? Like Young Boy. That man has a huge fan base, but you are never going to hear him on the radio. And same with Tyler. I never hear this man on the radio. Except for the song Sticky. But that's it. I don't hear none of his other songs on the radio.
On top of this, after Khaled got second place, he stormed into his record label's office with an entourage. Someone at the office said he was angry and yelling. He threw a temper tantrum, and he was furious. There was some nasty stuff said. Publicly, he's all about positivity, but there's a mean side to him that people don't see. He overhyped the record and blew it up as his biggest album ever. Following Khaled's public outrage, a few things happened, including Billboard officially changing their bundling rules in 2023 to avoid this type of issue in the future. But this was really the only win Khaled
Oh.
got from this situation. Pretty quickly, fans got upset with DJ Khaled for disrespecting Tyler the Creator rather than being happy for a peer. They were saying it was especially ironic since Tyler produced everything on his album and did most of the legwork, while DJ Khaled had a million big name artists and producers on his album while he just arranged it. Basically, they were saying Khaled didn't do any
Damn.
work. People were even pissed at the idea alone of Khaled thinking that he deserved the #1 spot over Tyler.
But artistry has never really been DJ Khaled's strong point, as he's never really been an artist himself. He's been that guy that always sits on the side watching everybody else participate in the group project and putting his name at the fucking top, saying we the best in all his songs. Cool. The thing that made that tolerable for so long was the idea that you thought maybe, despite him not doing shit, he would be aware of it, you know? Like all this time, I think we'd been
Wait, is he not a real DJ? Like, is he not like back there producing and like making the beats? Or is I'm confused.
tolerating that DJ Khaled cosign or that DJ Khaled brand on a lot of the tracks because we're just like, hey, it's Khaled, man. You know, he's a meme. He embraced his meme. He does funny things from time to time. Like, there's no reason to really hate on this dude because he knows right? He
He
knows, doesn't he?
knows.
Unlike the fans, though, Tyler took the high road and really didn't say much about the statement for quite a while. At first, he was just trolling in Instagram comments saying things like, "Who the fuck listens to Tyler the Creator?" And his MSG show sold out, but I've never heard a Tyler song in my life. Later on, when Igor won a Grammy, Tyler tweeted, "Mysterious music," making fun of what Khaled said. However, he didn't directly reference this beef until 2021. After the release of Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler spoke on the beef on Hot 97.
It was fun. It was just
Damn.
watching a man die inside because the guy that, the weirdo was winning. I was moonwalking in a wig. This nigga had everyone on his album. Everyone. I didn't say nothing. I just let that number one speak. Nigga ego had to deal with that because his whole identity is being number one. And when he didn't get that, that sat with him longer in real lifetime than that moment. I moved on. I went and did some shows. We went to London. Cool. Didn't think about it. That sat with him because his whole identity is we the best, we the number one. And when the underdog to him took that away from him, the nigga ego was deflated.
In the interview,
I like when people like Tyler, the Creator, and like Vince Staples talk shit. That shit is so funny to me because they really just be digging at their soul. Like it's shots to their chest. It's not just random stuff. It's like, no, this is how you really felt mentally.
even though he went pretty hard, Tyler made sure to say he has no hard feelings after the drama. However, after Call Me If You Get Lost won a Grammy, Tyler did say something on IG Live.
And I know you're seething and angry and no one listens to that album. These arena tours that are selling out says different. And if you put that much energy into something, maybe everyone will be proud.
Tyler even mentioned almost sampling one of Khaled's songs on Call Me If You Get Lost because I guess he still has a decent amount of respect for him. In a 2023 Rolling Stone feature, Khaled spoke positively about his relationship with Tyler despite everything that had happened. Khaled said the two artists have a good rapport and that he'd like to work
A
with
good
Tyler
rapport.
someday. Then, later at the Rock Nation brunch, the two even took a picture together, so it does seem like their beef is pretty much gone. But because of Khaled's obsession with being number one, along with a ton of other things he's done over the years, a lot of fans lost a bunch of respect for him after this incident. And I do think this played a big role in hurting his public image. In one of my videos about
Shit.
all of Khaled's controversies, one of the top comments even references this beef saying, "I make albums so people can play it. I've never sat down and listened to a fucking Khaled album, LMFAO." So clearly this
Honestly, that's true. Like I'll listen to it on the radio if it come on. I won't change the station, or if it's in my Spotify, just shuffle or some shit. But I'm not downloading his songs. I don't remember the last song I downloaded that was Khaled, or I never got in the car and was like, "Turn on that Khaled," and I don't even reference it as his songs. I say the rapper that's on the song.
this beef really hurt his public image. And while this back and forth really changed people's opinions on Khaled, the next one made Tyler's opponent just look desperate. Tyler the Creator and ASAP Nast had a beef that got pretty heated, even though it all happened over some clothes, which is pretty funny. ASAP Nast is a rapper and member of ASAP Mob, which is a pretty iconic hip-hop group. He's also ASAP Rocky's cousin. ASAP Rocky
Commercials.
and
Skip.
Tyler the Creator are known to be good friends, so this beef really could have caused some problems. Nast and Tyler began having public issues in 2020 when Nast accused Tyler of stealing a swag. Out of nowhere, on his Instagram story, Nast posted a
What?
string of rants saying that Tyler stole his fits and gave a bunch of random reasons for how he did it. Nast said, "I see y'all stealing the drip. It's all good. You know, just pay me some homage. Tyler, just make sure next year, I got some golf wang tickets. And I don't want to call you next year to get tickets because you're going to be on stage dancing around looking like me anyway." After this, he posted
What the fuck? That's some hater shit.
some evidence to try to further explain his.
Is this evidence? Because I think Tyler's outfit looks better. Like there's slight differences that make his outfit better.
Case. Later that year, in an interview, Nas spoke on the case again, saying,
And
"I
that's
just
one
think that people
outfit.
genuinely gravitate towards that. Now, when I go outside, every day I see people who dress like me, except they probably would have got shit for it a couple years ago." Like Tyler has in most of his recent beefs, he kind of let it go for a while, but he finally responded on his 2021 Call Me If You Get Lost album. On the track Rise, Tyler said, "You ain't the only dude that be in Paris. Why you filled with terror whenever you in my presence? Is it cause we look just alike and people said it?" People assumed at first that this was about Nast, and then Tyler confirmed the suspicions on Instagram Live when he connected the dots.
To everyone To all the fans who still give a fuck, I know I'm tight as fuck, but like the fact that y'all still care is amazing. To niggas who saying I took they style, you will never amount to me. Okay? Just know that. They know who I'm talking about. Listen to that Rise verse.
Later on Twitter, a fan asked Tyler who he
Okay.
was talking
I love the directness. Say what you mean what you say.
about when he said, "You'll never amount to me." And Tyler responded saying, "A fella who I think has great style but keeps getting in his own way because of ego, so he blames others when they get hand claps for something he's passionate about, which is sweaters that all old Frenchmen wear and animal prints, haha." Nas took the chance to keep some more attention coming his way on Instagram Live, but instead of directly pushing the beef further, he approached it in an odd way.
People want to see me go back. Y'all want to see us go back and forth, but I can't do the back and forth for people. You're not even like, I can't do the back and forth for people that's not even of my caliber. Like, you're not even like.
Of his caliber. This man has 800 views in his Instagram live. I think Tyler, the creator, has surpassed him as an artist.
And the proof is in the pudding.
That's just me.
I don't gotta explain myself no more. You niggas just gotta go do your homework, and then that's that.
He went on to say that he won't get the love he deserves until he passes away and that the feud between him and Tyler isn't real. He said, "We don't have an actual beef. We aren't beefing for real, guys. It's all good." And he's still Rocky's boy. He's still my boy. But if people really want to have a swag off, holla at me. Then Nast switched up again, tweeting, "At
They're
me
gonna
so
have a
I
fashion
know
show?
it's real or get off my dick." He also accused Tyler of switching up his style after meeting him. So Nast was really just wishy-washy with this whole thing, and then eventually fans asked him what he wanted from Tyler, and he said, "Start paying homage to the people you rip off. Stop acting original when you not. Simple." Well, the beef left lots of fans confused, especially on if it was even real or not. People were even more surprised to see Nast appear at a party for Tyler's Louis Vuitton line, which to me just seems like the ultimate win for Tyler. Like the guy who was accusing him of stealing his style was a guest at an event where Tyler was launching a collab with Louis Vuitton. Overall, Nast said the beef wasn't that deep, and since we've seen Tyler patch things up with a ton of artists, Tyler probably agrees. And while this beef was much more low-key, Tyler also had a scuffle with one of the biggest rappers of all time. In 2018,
Ooh.
Eminem dropped
Is it
his
Drake? Oh,
Surprise album
Eminem.
Kamikaze, where he dissed tons of artists. And Tyler the Creator was one of the artists who landed in Eminem's crosshairs. On the song Fall, Eminem talks a lot about receiving hate from fans, critics, and other musicians on his album.
It seems a trend that Tyler isn't starting any of this beef. He didn't start the beef with, oh my God, who was the first person? Did I forget already? Oh, DJ Khaled. He didn't start the beef with Nas, and he didn't start the beef with Eminem. I think Eminem was just bored when he put out this album, so he's just talking shit about everybody, honestly.
Revival. He called out a bunch of names like Joe Budden, Academics, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler, and the entire industry as a whole. Most people liked the song and it did very well, as most Eminem songs do, but some people took issue with the section aimed at Tyler because it contained a homophobic slur. Not fully, like Eminem censored it, but obviously the sentiment was still there. The line was, "Tyler, create nothing. I see why you call yourself a F slur. Bitch, it's not just because you lack attention. It's because you worship D12's balls. You're sacrilegious. If you're gonna critique me, you better at least be as good or better." But what did Tyler
That's a weird thing for Eminem to say because he has a bunch of sus lyrics.
even do to warrant this crazy attack from Eminem? Obviously,
Nothing.
M is known for being edgy and saying crazy things, but this is surprising as Eminem and Tyler actually used to seem to be friends. Eminem and Tyler's relationship dates back to 2014 when Odd Future, Tyler's old collective, opened up for Eminem on his tour. Back then, Tyler was openly a huge Eminem fan and had a lot of respect for him. Yellow Wolf, who was signed by M at the time and was also on the tour, remembers Tyler almost going out of his way to prove how big of a fan he was. Yella said, "I remember Tyler mouthing every single word of every song Marshall played. I remember that vividly. We were all by the soundboard and Tyler just knew every word to every song and he made sure that I knew he knew. It was like he was like, 'You're signed to Eminem? I'll rap this whole song right to your face. You don't know this song.'" And clearly M had a mutual respect for Tyler because he said, "I'm a combination of Skylar Grey, Tyler the Creator, and Violent J" in 2013 on the song Wicked Ways. To go from this level of admiration and, companionship to getting dissed on his 2018 album, you would think Tyler did something pretty crazy. But really, it was just a few tweets.
Maybe Eminem was just dissing people that he actually knew that he didn't think would take offense. Because it doesn't make sense if you actually friends with somebody, why would you diss them?
Tweets. It actually started with a few tweets in 2010 where Tyler was saying he thought Eminem's Recovery was a terrible album. In another tweet from 2014, Tyler said, "I love you, Marshall. You are my favorite rapper, but dude, Shady 15 is fucking ass. Why won't someone who loves him tell him no?" But there was a final tweet in 2017 that seemed to be the nail in the coffin for their relationship.
I miss
Tyler
old Twitter.
said, "Dear God, this song is horrible. Sheesh, how the fuck," which was referring to Eminem's song with Beyonce called Walk on Water. So all of these tweets from Tyler
Walk
voicing
on
his
Water.
opinion
I don't remember
pretty
that song.
harshly on Eminem's music is what warranted the diss. M actually also came for other
Okay,
Odd Future
never mind.
members like Earl Sweatshirt, because Earl once said, "If you still follow Eminem, you probably drink way too much Mountain Dew and probably need to like come home from the army." And then when he was once asked if he liked Eminem's new stuff, Earl said hell no. A lot of people were upset with Eminem's attack on Tyler the Creator, who had become a fan favorite artist by this point. Shortly after Falls released, the Independent UK released an article headlined, "Eminem is still rapping with gay slurs in 2018. If that's his only way to get people talking, he should just retire now." Tyler had recently opened up about his sexuality on his 2017 album Flower Boy, so Eminem using this word against him upset a ton of fans. As part of Kamikaze's release, Eminem did an interview series with Sway, and in one part he addresses public reaction to the Tyler line.
I thought their movement was really cool too. And a lot of the shit that ended up happening after that, like the tweet he put out with talking about Shady 15 and why can't people that are close to him tell him that his shit sucks and it's trash. And like, okay, listen, man, you don't have to like it. And it could really suck. But being that somebody really was cool to you.
If you want to pursue a future in cybersecurity, ECPI is the place for that.
Accelerated degrees in
Okay, I kind of understand Eminem's point of view. Because if you are friends with somebody, you should just, diss them in private to their face. Not you actually friends with somebody, then you go online and you talk shit. It's like, damn, bro.
You would
What
expect
happened?
some kind of reciprocation and just don't go public with it and publicly express your opinion and how much my shit is trash. Okay, so I chalk it up to them being young and just kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, I've been there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was dick when I first came out. So when Tyler tweeted out the thing about Walk on Water, this fucking song is horrible, I was like, all right, I realize now, and I realized when I said it, but I wasn't like in the mind frame of, I was angry when I said the shit about Tyler. The fact of like, every time I saw this kid, like, always so cool to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved his energy, like everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a funny dude, like he's super charismatic and shit. But I'm sitting back like, man, at what point do I have to say something just to defend myself? And I think that the word that I called him on the album was, on that song, was one of the things where I felt like this might be too far. Because in my
the homophobic
in my
slur.
quest, in my quest to hurt him, I realized that I was hurting a lot of other people by saying it.
Despite what the
Did he not know he was hurting people before he put the song out? Like that doesn't make any sense.
public was saying, Tyler really didn't seem to care that much. In an interview with The Guardian, Tyler talked about being pretty unaffected by the bar as he understood why M did it. Tyler said, "Did you ever hear me publicly say anything about that? Because I knew what the intent was. He felt pressured because people got offended for me. Don't get offended for me. We were playing GTA when we heard that. We rewound it and we're like, oh, and then kept playing." The whole situation was ironic though, because Tyler was banned from the UK for a few years as part of anti-terrorism legislation because he was using words like that back in the day. Later on in a Hot 97 interview, Tyler spoke on the Eminem situation again, but seemingly in a different tone.
Do you and him vibe? You Eminem?
Look,
because it's the second time you mentioned, so I'm curious.
Favorite rapper really inspired me. I don't like his new stuff, and he doesn't like that. I don't like his new stuff, and he dissed me on his last album, and I remember hearing it.
Why? Why did he?
Because I keep being vocal about shit that I don't like. Clancy's probably like, fuck, Paul Rosenberg's gonna text me or whatever. I love Paul. I love him.
Well, let's make it the right way. His newer material hasn't moved you like his material. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I don't want to go into full explanation.
That's a good way.
After this, Eminem said on his song No
Yeah.
Regrets in 2020, I can make a mistake and erupt and end up taking a dump for saying some dumb shit, thinking I run shit. Misplacing my anger enough to give Earl and Tyler the brunt, should have never made a response, should have just aimed for the fake ones. Just this year, Tyler spoke actually again on the incident, but this time Tyler seemed like he felt really bad for how harsh he was speaking on M's music.
Eminem put out his album called Recovery. 2010. I was a big Eminem fan, and when that album came out, I fucking hated it. Hated it. Publicly was like, this shit is whack. Didn't like it. And after watching that show, dude, I felt so bad.
Because the album
about,
made sense.
I felt so bad about those tweets and things like that, because thinking from his perspective, someone like me publicly saying that stuff and him getting off drugs and being clean and getting to a point in his life that's behind him, and me implying like, you need to, no, this shit is what, he probably felt like I was attacking him. I thought I was just like, I don't like the music.
So it seems like Tyler has matured quite a bit in his opinion and the way he kind of carries himself publicly. And
That's a good
overall,
point.
It seems like they patched things up for the most part. But it's interesting, as this is one of the only beefs where Eminem felt like the need to apologize to the person he was dissing. In the same interview I just mentioned where Tyler was discussing his beefs with Eminem, he also kicked off a new one with a rapper named Ian. In the interview, Tyler never calls out
Who is
Ian by
Ian?
name, but based on what he said, everyone assumed that's who he was talking about.
This white kid, regular like Caucasian man, and he's like mocking Future and Gucci Mane like rap music, and like people are like, this shit hard. It's not even like satire. It's like, I'm just joking, I'm just mocking it. But I'm like, no, you can't do. And I hold rap music so close to my heart, because this shit changed my life and everyone's life around me, and I'm a nerd about this shit. This is like weird, and I'm looking at it, and something about it like don't even sit well with me in comparison to someone like a Mac Miller or Eminem, who it didn't seem like they was mocking it. They had a genuine love for it, and they were still just being,
For sure.
you know, aside from when Eminem was wearing do-rags in like 2006. This is blackface.
I gotta see.
This is audio blackface. Say that?
Who is Ian?
Yeah,
How old is the kid?
Everyone, the word I was looking for is appropriation. Please just cut that right after that whole rant.
These comments caused a storm on Twitter, as Ian is a fairly controversial artist. He's one of the newer generation white kids.
I've
like
never
Nick's
heard of
fans
this
who have been
man.
going viral lately, in part because they are white. And I'm not saying that just to say it. Ian literally has a music video where he's rapping about some hard shit while at dinner with his stereotypical looking family. So clearly he's playing on his appearance.
Honestly, I
some of his
don't even
songs.
wanna look
I'm
him
not
up.
just sitting here hating, but it is very clearly a part of his marketing. I think that's undeniable. So yeah, Ian has been going up a lot this past year, and it seemed like that's who Tyler was talking about. Ian himself never directly responded, but his manager Bucham did.
I think I'm just not around those type of people that listen to that music, which is a good thing.
Who is Akon's brother and huge in the music industry as a Columbia Records executive VP, called out Tyler on his Instagram story where he said,
He's Akon's brother, but he's representing this guy named Ian. That's interesting.
Yo, Tyler, I signed Ian and I'm from Atlanta. He sounds nothing like Gucci or Future, LOL. It's called influence, but I never thought I'd see the day where you become old and hate on the youth. So clearly he's become quite the controversial figure, with Tyler's comments not helping at all. Along with Ian's manager clapping back, Ian himself dropped a snippet in which some people thought he was replying. On the song, he says, "He on the back, I'm on the cover, we not on the same page." People assumed this was directed at Tyler and others who were hating in the comments, but everyone just kind of clowned on Ian for thinking he's up next or better than Tyler the Creator. Then Tyler took it a step further when he mentioned the situation on the track Thought I Was Dead off his new album Chromacopia. Tyler said, "White boys mocking this shit and y'all mad at me. Y'all can suck my dick, pull up old tweets, pull up old t-shirts, all that, I'll moonwalk over that bitch." So clearly Tyler's been doubling down on his position. Regardless, this beef with
Hi Alice, it's your auntie. I had the best visit to the Y. Just
Ian was a much more recent one and could still develop more in the future. There's a good chance I think Ian responds at some point on his next album, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Apart from these few beefs, Tyler has just had a few back and forths with a lot of artists, especially from back in the day when he came onto the scene talking crazy about everybody. One of these was with Chris Brown, starting back around 2011 with a brief Twitter disagreement. Chris basically tweeted about newer music being demonic and weird, so fans speculated that it was directed.
Tyler was a little scary when it came out. So if someone was calling it demonic and weird, I kind of get it.
Tyler, who was rocking upside down crosses around that time. So
Yeah.
Tyler responded, which incited a brief back and forth. The public back and forth was 27 tweets long, including Chris, Tyler, Frank Ocean, and even The Game, who jumped in to say a few
The
things.
Game?
First, Chris tweeted a compliment
The
where
Game?
he said he liked Frank
Something's wrong with that man. He just be jumping into stuff like that don't got nothing to do with him.
Ocean and compared him to a young James Fauntleroy or Kevin Costner. Then Frank, who took the tweet
Kevin
as an insult,
Costner?
tweeted
Who is
back
that?
with a comparison of his own, mocking Chris. Chris immediately engaged in the beef, saying, "Fuck Odd Future," calling the group small time. Chris ranted, saying, "I was trying to help your sales, bro, you f***ing clown. You and Tyler the Creator would be casted great for Planet of the Apes." This was enough to get Tyler involved in the thread, where he opened by saying, "What's wrong, Christopher? Amber Rose stole your style, bro?" Chris clapped back, saying he's done talking and that if they wanted action, they knew where to find him. Then The Game jumped in and basically told the two to quit the Twitter beef because it would just hurt their careers. After this, the back and forth kind of just fizzled out, and since then, nothing's really happened, so that was about it for their beef. However, 2 years later, Frank Ocean was involved in a
didn't they
fight
get
with
in a
Chris
fight?
Brown's crew.
Got into a fight outside of studio here in LA, and you know what? It was all over a parking spot. So Chris's side is saying that Frank Ocean showed up and jumped him and his buddies over this parking spot, saying it was Frank Ocean's spot and not Chris Brown's. And of course, Frank is saying a complete opposite story. He is saying that
Okay, I knew they got in a fight in a parking lot, but I didn't know it was because of a parking spot. That is so
Chris
stupid.
Brown and his guys jumped Frank
They're not even ones driving. I guarantee they got drivers. They could have just dropped them off, let them out, and then went to go find another parking spot.
as he was coming to the studio. We do know that the cops are considering Frank the victim because he is the one that stood around and actually filled out the police report with them, where Chris Brown did not stick around to talk to the cops. So obviously this is a developing story right now because it just happened a couple hours ago, but we should be finding out a little more soon.
I'm not sure if this had anything to do with their previous argument on Twitter. I saw people saying it was over a parking spot, but regardless, it seems like Odd Future walked away with the dub. On Tyler's breakout hit Yonkers, he took shots at a ton of people, even though it clearly wasn't that serious. In the song, Tyler said, "What you think of Haley Williams? Fuck her. Wolf Haley robbing them. I'll crash that fucking airplane that F-word N-word Bob is in, and stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus and won't stop until the cops come in." Obviously, Tyler was just shit-talking everybody in this song, but he said the reason he was saying those things is because he just doesn't like radio music.
I mean, it wasn't really a diss on my behalf. I just hate the fucking song.
Which airplanes?
Yeah, the airplane song. I'm gonna just
I'm
keep
with
it
that.
100.
I understand that.
Yeah,
point.
I mean, it's
That's
not a
all.
beef or anything. It's whatever.
What about Bruno Mars? You were taking shots at
Dude,
him
I hate
too.
that guy.
Why? What did Bruno Mars ever do?
Honestly, Tyler, he talks about everybody. I remember he had this whole campaign about people saying, what did he say? Oh, he was like, fuck Steve Harvey. Like, everyone kept saying fuck Steve Harvey because Tyler the Creator said it.
Seen his face?
I have seen his face.
You don't want to hit him?
I'm not violent.
This was enough to piss off B.O.B., so he released the track No Future as a diss track on Tyler. He said things like, "A sea of great whites, you are a dolphin. If I was you, I would be a little more cautious." After this, he went at Tyler again on Tech Nine's
That was
song
whack.
Psycho. B.O.B. rapped, "I stab you with this mic and rap this verse, I'm rapping to you. Matter of fact, I'm rapping through you. Never say my motherfucking name unless you absolutely have to." Tyler tweeted back saying, "Still hate that airplane song though. It has the same chord progression as fucking Love the Way You Lie and that one song by Katy Perry." The beef between these two didn't last very long either. Tyler actually said in response, "I've never heard him spit like that. Took me by surprise because it's tight." However, Bruno Mars also didn't seem to be a fan of Tyler's comments. He responded to Tyler on 2 occasions saying, "Tyler has to wait in line if he wants to stab me. Tyler's definitely not the first guy that said something like that to me, and he's not going to be the last." And again later on he said, "Oh,
Why does everyone want to beat up Bruno Mars? What did he do to y'all? And he's too tiny. Tyler the Creator and Bruno Mars have like a 2-foot height difference. They cannot fight.
Man, how did I feel about it? That's what coming up is. You pick up some fans and a handful of haters along the way. Things seem to get a little more serious than just jokes at this point. Tyler then responded at the MTV Awards.
Go ahead.
So you said some pretty bold things about Bruno Mars. Any regrets? Anything you want to take back?
Oh, this guy wants a good story. No, I still hate that dude's fucking music. He put on a good performance, but I still hate his music.
If we're good. Thank you.
Sick.
Tyler doubled down on his hate for Bruno later that year on the game song Martians vs. Goblins, rapping the line, "Bruno Mars is still sucking dick and fucking male butts in the same closet that Tyler Perry gets his clothes from." Following this at the VMAs, he
Oh,
joked
God.
about if Bruno